Greetings, Guardians. Bear here with something new for the YouTube channel. I'm calling it 5-Minute Truths. I'm going to try and take a concept that I think might be important to the Guardians and tell you everything that I know about it in an easy-to-manage 5-minute video. Today we're asking the question, what is a spiritual awakening? Hey there, Guardians, and welcome to 5-Minute Truths. Today's question, of course, what is a spiritual awakening? Now, I know some of you might be thinking that is a fairly broad concept to try and tackle in only 5 minutes. And you know what? You'd be right. This particular video is only going to focus on that what is portion of the question. I will have some other videos, however, coming out that'll address some other aspects of it, like how a spiritual awakening might affect you physically, mentally, socially. So please look forward to those coming out on this channel as well. So what is a spiritual awakening? Well, I think that I have managed to distill it down into a fairly simple sentence. A spiritual awakening is the awakening of your spirit. I know, it's completely redundant. But see, part of the problem with trying to define a concept like this is, well, not only is it completely subjective, I mean, I've known guys who've had these absolute perfect moments of epiphany that changed their lives on a dime. And then there's guys like me who have been building towards these ideas for 30 years now. So it's always going to be up to the interpretation and observation of the individual. Now, the other problem with trying to make this definition is that we also have to try and work through some existing societal confines and confusions that hinder our effort as well. So I want to start off with some fairly simple concepts, and then we'll work towards some of the more complicated ones. Now, the first thing I want to say is that a spiritual awakening has nothing to do with religion. Atheists can have an awakening as well. So the reason why I mention this is because I get a lot of feedback. Once you start talking about spiritual things, a lot of folks automatically jump to religion. And realistically, they're two completely different things. Now, on that same note, a spiritual awakening is not contradictory to any established religion. I mean, I've known some people who have actually shown actual fear over this concept because they think that somehow this goes against the tenets or pillars of their faith. And realistically, from people that I know who were deeply religious prior to their awakening, they just report that they experienced their faith in a much deeper, more connected manner. It just kind of provides you with a different perspective. Now, fundamentally, what we're talking about is a vibrational change to your body, an actual energetic shift. Now, this is something that you can feel. It's also something that other people can feel. Primarily, that manifests in lots of different ways, but again, those ways I'll pretty much get into in the other videos that I'll be putting out. But realistically, what it provides for you is a sharper focus on what I like to call your soul path or your soul's purpose. This brings up questions like, who am I? What am I doing with my life? How do I make the world a better place? That kind of thing. Now, there are also some elements of what I would call uncomfortable truths that go along with it. Coming to the realization that society and a whole kind of dictates our place and our role within it. I mean, we believe that we're making choices of free will, but realistically, society's already put us in a box and labeled us. I give the example of being in a jail cell. You can make any decision you want inside your cell, but you're still in a jail cell. Now, the other half of that coin is also recognizing that we are all guilty of assuming those societal parameters and limitations on others. Now, making that realization, that's the easy part. However, breaking that cycle of behavior, that takes a lot more conscious effort. So fundamentally, what we're talking about here with a spiritual awakening is recognizing your place on the planet and also recognizing the existence of others in your world. Now, I say it that way because all of our actions have consequence. Now, sometimes we don't experience those consequences, and we forget that that energy actually ripples out and affects other people. So I want to thank you for joining me for this 5-minute truth. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you do want to keep up with any other content, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell to stay up to date with everything from the Guardians of Sacred Balance. So this is Bear saying, remember, in life, in love, and in spirit, always keep pushing for that positive forward motion. Thank you.